Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Roger Heitzig, your club president for this year. First, I want to start off by saying Happy Veterans Day, one day late. I hope you've enjoyed the pictures of our club members up here that were veterans, but can we ask all of our veterans to stand for us, please, and give them a round of applause? There we go. We got an extra half hour for this.
Right, this is actually the program today is Happy Bucks, and what a great program to talk about how we're all happy. So you guys know the drill. If you've been to meetings, if you have happy news you want to share, we ask that you drop a couple bucks here into the blue bucket. I'm actually going to start off. I have some great happy news to share. I've recently accepted a new position at the Nature Conservancy, the place of my current employment, to join one of our global teams. So have me traveling a little bit more internationally, but helping some of the world's best scientists and conservationists show up on the world's biggest stages to promote nature-based solutions for conservation efforts. And I start in 2 weeks, and we'll still be here in Greenville and still a member of this club, but thrilled for that news to share with you all today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We have back here, what you got here for us, Miss Betty?
Happy dollar for the foundation dinner the other night. Beth Paget was in charge, and it was a wonderful event.
Well, clearly, if Beth Paget's in charge, we know it's going to be a great event. And thank you for that, Happy Bucks. Oh, Snively here on the other side. Getting my steps in here this afternoon.
I'm happy that my son, daughter-in-law, and grandson survived a 110-foot oak tree coming through the family room roof with Helene, like many of you had problems. I'm not so happy that there are two dogs that don't get along. All five of them are living with me right now. So if you see me wandering downtown Greenville looking for a meeting, that's why, because I'm staying out of the house.
Things we always do for our children here. What other happy news we have to share? All right, on the other side here, we got double happy news. Here we go.
Hey, Ryan. I'm Stephanie. I'm from the Pleasantburg Rotarians, and I'm just so happy to be visiting this club for the first time and here with my Kringle buddies. We've been working really hard, and we can't wait to see you at the convention center.
Woo, thank you, Stephanie. Susie. Lisa's got something back here.
Okay.
Former President Lisa Mangione here.
And I am happy to see Tanisha Latimer here today after so long of not being here. Yay.
She dropped some cash in here for you, Letitia. All right, go ahead. You can come next week too. Come all the time now. Come on. Oh, we'll stop here.
All right. I'm happy to, a little member news here. Jeremy, stand up. For those of you who don't know Jeremy, he's a member of our After Hours Club. And Jeremy was just named one of the best and brightest under 35 by Greenville Business Journal. So congratulations. I just turned 36. Otherwise, I would have made it too, but
Just missed it. Any other exciting? Hey, Mr. Rowan.
I have, some of you know I was in the art business. So every once in a while I have what they call art and conversations at my home. And it's fun, there's food, drink. If you're interested, it's tomorrow night. Just let me know. I'll give you a little invitation. I hope you can come.
Party at Rob's house. Party at Rob's. Elizabeth.
Very happy to be here with our new member, Iris Park.
Hey, welcome. We're happy to have you here. Thank you. Lots of happy news. What other happy news to share? Other happy news? Hey, we got more happy news. DB in the house here today. I can call you DB, right, sir? Is that okay? Cool.
I've got a couple bucks. There. I'm just happy to be here and happy that you guys allowed your former assistant governor to come by.
You're always welcome. Come by for the fish and the chicken here for sure. Always. Last call for Happy Bucks. Hey, we've got more over here. Okay. This bucket's getting heavy and I like it.
Hi, everybody. Jess Abbott, Greenville Center for Creative Arts, and I am happy that our annual gala was successful and over.
And I speak on behalf of all the fundraisers in here. We love these galas, and we're also very happy when they're over. So very good. Oh, we got more here. Hey, folks. I've got an IOU on a first one for us, an IOU on a tea packet. That's going to be double cost for you, but we'll work that out when it's all said and done.
Happy that Mark Reynolds is here. He's a fellow colleague of the MBA of Oxford of mine. And Phil joined the MBA of Oxford a year after we did. So at Clemson.
Must be an expensive program if you're putting IOUs in here. All right. Anything else? Last call for happy bucks. Going once, going twice. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ryan. That was great. Appreciate it. All right. Very good. All right. So this coming Saturday, we're doing another Book Nook build at Child's Haven at 8:30. Next Wednesday, the 20th, we're packing boxes at Alexander Elementary School. Those are the backpacks that the kids take home over Thanksgiving, so they have food for the extended break. Thursday, the 21st, is Coffee and Conversations at Day Drinkers, 9:30 in the morning. That's always a great time and a great place to bring potential new members. All right. On the 22nd, next Friday, another Kringle build. I've heard those are going fantastic. And Terry said they're just knocking stuff out left and right, but they sure could use some help. So please feel free to join them at 1 p.m. out at Brett's place. And then 2 weeks from today, our new luncheon will feature, Representative William Timmons will be here. So Greenville Schools Hall of Fame, and we have a couple of members who are already members, are already part of the Hall of Fame. Next week is recognizing one of our former members, Virginia Aldrich. I did not know her. She passed before I joined this club, so I'm glad I took a few minutes to talk to Beth and Elizabeth about her. She obviously was an amazing human being. She was the first woman member of this club. Anybody who doesn't know the answer, want to guess what year we allowed the first woman in? That was somebody who knew the answer, but that's okay. 1988, which still blows me away, but she was one of two women that entered the club that year. She founded the Fine Arts Center in Greenville, and she founded the Governor's School for Arts and Humanities here in town. So I am sorry I didn't get to know her, but those of you who would like to attend that celebration is next week. You can still get tickets from the district. And I know our Alexander Elementary principal over here is going to that courtesy of the Rotary Club. Good. Last thing is your cart buckets. Mine went away. I want to see cart buckets going around the table, please. I'm not going to go on until I see cart buckets moving. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you, everybody. All right. Would you please stand for our invocation? It is good to recognize how different we are, our talents, our dreams, our backgrounds, our occupations. And it is good to know that when you created each of us, you broke the mold. No one is exactly like anyone else. Even our thumbprint and our voice track tell us how unique we are. Yet we thank you that we can take these differences and mobilize them for the good of Rotary and our community. In our differences, we can think the same thoughts and move together toward a common goal. Bless us as we meet together. Thank you for our individuality and also for our common bond. I will do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very good. So, guests, who's doing guests today? There we go.
Howdy, friends. Jeff Pettis welcoming today's guests. I'd like to welcome Jean Shu, if you could stand, please. Dawn Hooker, Stephanie Goodale, John Antonucci, Carrie Pilkey, Mark Leonard, all as guests of the club. We've got John Lyons, a guest of Elizabeth Lyons, and Justin Jones as a guest of Stephen Clark. If you could give him a warm welcome for me.
Good afternoon. I'm here to update you quickly on what's happening in the area of CART. And actually, there was a little bit of a hit this week. I've talked a number of times about Leqembi, a drug that doesn't cure Alzheimer's, but slows it down dramatically. It kind of took a hit this past week because a test finished up in Japan and it didn't go as well as it's gone in Europe and in this country. So the value of the drug took a hit. But it's something that you should be aware of, that many times insurance companies are looking for the instant gratification of a cure. And what we do with CART is basically a marathon as opposed to a quick dash. So your CART bucket in front of you funds a number of very long-term research pieces that normal insurance won't cover. I want to make sure that you're aware of the fact, and thank you for passing around the CART bucket. And the fellow who's going to match us in this month of November is Ruud Veltman. Now, Ruud, if you've met him before, he used to work in Michelin in this neck of the woods. He ran the Lawrence Proving Grounds, but the Greenville Technical College recognized him as one of the unsung heroes in our community. What he does is serves as a volunteer and a quality assurance team person for the Habitat of Humanity, taking a leadership role with the organization and to ensure a standardized building practice and quality construction. So if you see Ruud Veltman, thank him very much for matching everything that you put in the blue bucket. Thank you.
All right. Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jeremy and this is Jane, and we're going to give you an exciting update on Greenville. So I'm pleased to let you know that we have achieved over 50% of our needs for volunteers, which is a good thing. However, we still do need a lot of additional volunteers, especially during the Thursday and Friday shifts. A lot of our school folks cannot help us out during that time. So if you guys are available, please sign up. The QR code is right here. You can take your cell phone right now and sign up. There's also a QR code on your tables, and the link is also sent out every week in the weekly newsletter. So please sign up if you have not. And then go ahead, Jane.
Okay. So we're thrilled to have you today because we want to make sure you leave knowing as much as you can about Greenville. We are still taking sponsors, but the most important thing about your job is to go to greenvilleholidayvillage.com and help us share it. We have a great social media team. We got people adding on to it, and people can't come to something they don't know about. So please go to greenvilleholidayvillage.com, encouraged to buy tickets. And there's great tickets for general admission, which includes everything, all the fun kid stuff, Santa, the snowball fight, the carousel, the music. But we do have some ticketed items. The VIP, which is a fancy, get your best Christmas clothes on, come to a wonderful dinner, well, heavy hors d'oeuvres, enjoy your friends. And then you have a VIP seated area at Randemonium. We also have the family movie night on Friday night. Saturday, we have a story time with Mrs. Claus, which is going to be awesome. We also are having a Little Miss Kringle beauty pageant, and Miss South Carolina will be the MC. And then we're having this wonderful, delightful intergenerational afternoon tea. So you don't want to miss any of those items. And I would like to give a shout out especially to Stephanie, who is our guest with the Greenville Convention Center. And many of you have been to Holiday Fair with over 400 booths. So we are joining with Holiday Fair. The Convention Center has been awesome. So we want to make sure you tell everybody about all that great shopping. Many people in Greenville have been doing that for 50 years, some people. So make sure you sign up for that. I forget anything
about the signs.
Oh, as you leave, we have some banners. If you know a location that is really, really busy that you could put a banner up, take one of those. We have yard signs. If you know a place where you've seen 10,000 political yard signs, take one and put it there. And we also have some great flyers. If you know a place that you could put it up in the window or something, make sure you take a flyer. And you're very jealous of our t-shirts. We have those out there, and take those. We're just asking sometime if you take a t-shirt to go in and do $25 donation to Rotary charities.
That's it.
That's it.
And then we also forgot to mention, but there will be a snowball fight at Greenville. So y'all have to get ready for that, right? Yeah. Everybody's going to participate.
I'm Wade Culp, and here on behalf of the Rotary Foundation, again, to recognize those who have made significant contributions in the recent months. Did you know that over a 5-year period from just that ended just before the pandemic, the Rotary Foundation gave out 151 million in grants for disease prevention and treatment, just over 100 million in grants for water sanitation and hygiene, 35 million in grants for maternal and child health, and 54 million in grants for community development. And that was in addition to a number of 2 other areas of focus. That amazing work that really transforms our communities and our world begins right here with contributions to the Rotary Foundation. And it's a pleasure to recognize a number of people who I think are all here today as new Paul Harris Plus Fellows. And our district governor is here in Beth's absence to help us recognize those folks. So Michael Fletcher, is Michael here? Is a Paul Harris Plus 2. I haven't seen him yet. So congratulations. I see George. I did see Peggy Brock. Peggy, please. Oh, come on up. We'll give it. She is a Paul Harris Plus 3. You can just say. And Lisa Mencione. Congratulations to Lisa, who is a Paul Harris Plus 4. And then finally, Lucy Henry is a Paul Harris Plus 5. Wait, I saw Lucy. Let's see. Oh, there she is. Yeah. Thank you all for your support of the Rotary Foundation.
My fellow Americans, Rotarians, Snively, today we celebrate a significant milestone in several of our newest members' accomplishments. And this is a happy day for me personally. I love to do this twice a year. These individuals have battled through their new member tasks and thus have demonstrated their commitment to Rotary's mission of service above self. And as a symbol of this transition from new members to full-fledged members, if you will, we will be changing the color of their name badges from red to blue. Having this interim red status allows us we do this for two reasons at our club. Firstly, it allows the membership to identify and reach out to our new members in an attempt to accelerate their onboarding process. On the flip side, for our new members, it allows them to engage quickly and earn their way in, if you will, to this wonderful club that we have in Greenville. One of our, you'll meet Brad here in a second, but I was talking to him yesterday, and he said he loves this process, this red to blue process. He says, you know, in the end, you have to give some love if you want to get some love. And Paul McCartney said that, actually, it turns out, in the song "The End." But he's right, and as you'll see here, there's several things that our new members are asked to do, and I won't read them out to you, but it takes several months if you're diligent about it. And so what we're going to do here is Rysheeka, our governor, is going to help us in this transition. So I'm going to call you up, and she will give you your badge, and then please stand up here, and I guess we'll get a picture, right, Amy? Okay, great. Okay. Firstly, Steve Argo is he's an Ugga Bulldog by education. He joined us in April, a month after he moved here in March. Wade is his sponsor, and this isn't his first rodeo. You joined the Oconee County Rotary Club a few years ago, right? In Georgia, yes, that's right. Yep. Currently, Steve is the Assistant Director of Development at USC's medical school here in Greenville. Okay. Congratulations, Steve. Yeah, say it first. Okay, next, Mark Elliott. He joined us in March as well, about a month earlier than Steve. His sponsor is Kelly Byers. He's already helped out on the Greenville Village. You're doing some construction on Friday, were you not, Mark? All right. Mark started the Opportunity South Carolina, a nonprofit that is built to foster affordable housing options with distressed communities. So we all need more people like you, Mark, in our community. Welcome officially to our club. Next, we have Lisa O'Connell Hall, and I know she's there. And Lisa joined us in June and sponsor Scott Stevens, and I know we all remember her presentation, I guess a few weeks ago, about a month ago. She's CEO of Jasmine Road, whose mission is to provide a path to healing for women survivors of trafficking and addiction. She's also done a whole bunch of stuff already since joining in June. Greenville volunteer, Rotary reader at the school, which is a lot of fun. I agree. You have volunteered to do the meet and greet at the beginning and career day, right? Okay, so congratulations, Lisa.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I was supposed to give it to Rysheeka.
Oh, here you go.
Next, we have Dr. Iris Park, who has been extremely active and is a supreme example to all of us. She joined in July, and I don't think there's been an event that she hasn't been at yet. Elizabeth is her sponsor. Good to see you, Elizabeth, and John in the back. She's done almost everything. I have this whole list, but it's all of our social events, Alexander Elementary School teacher lunches, Happy Feet, a Child's Haven career day. The list goes on. Congratulations. And finally, I sort of teased this out a little bit earlier. We have Mr. Brad Schneider. He joined us in March. So we have this pledge class of April to June right here today. His sponsor is Stacy, and he works for the South Carolina Federal Credit Union, who fully encouraged Brad to join this club. So it's very encouraging to know that there's still a lot of businesses out there that see the need for these civic organizations. You've already you were there Friday building the Greenville stage as well, Brad. Also in an Alexander Elementary teacher meal provider and Happy Feet, amongst some of the things that you've done. So congratulations, Brad, and congratulations to all. Please, let's give them one more round of applause. Welcome aboard.
Oh, good afternoon. It's always a pleasure to come to your club. I'll give you 3 reasons. First reason is that I learned today that Jane Dyer is a much better pilot than she is a snowball thrower. Okay. The second reason is I get to see a lot of my old friends, and I'm glad to be here. I think there's about 180 of you. It was 160, I guess, 164. And the third reason is you always have great speakers. And it's my opportunity and honor this afternoon to introduce another great speaker to you, your district governor, Rysheeka Bush. Now, Rysheeka is from Aiken. She belongs to the Sunrise Club, the Rotary Club of Aiken Sunrise. And she started out her career as, or her her Rotary career as a summer student or a student in Australia. So she got to go. I suppose that's probably the first time you've been out of the country to go to Australia. She came back and joined the Rotary Club of Aiken Sunrise. She's been the club president a couple times. She's been an assistant governor. She's a strong supporter of the foundation. She is a graduate, master's degree in clinical psychology from the University of South Carolina and a certified counselor in South Carolina. And she works for Helping Hands, which is a organization that helps with foster children. What you didn't know is, and you probably saw this morning, is she's an avid Rotarian, a very enthusiastic Rotarian. So please, Greenville Rotarians, welcome your district.
Thank you all for having me here today. Actually, I love to read. I was a little girl. Even though I grew up in the country, I grew up on dirt roads. I climbed trees. I rode my bike. I was just free in the country. That's how I grew up. But I also love to read. And so I really like that reading is one of the initiatives that you all have taken on as a club, because I'm a strong believer that education is the way to a new life, to a better life, and it just enriches you. It's a way to go to another place that comes sometimes just visit other places in your mind if you can't get there physically. So I love that you have that initiative, and I love this book, Mary Had a Little Plan. So I know some little child is going to love this book, so thank you. Again, I just want to say thank you for having me here. Last night was a very unique board meeting. So Roger, thank you very much. The board was very welcoming. I have yet to, and I don't think I will. I think he kind of topped it. I don't know if he topped the T Model 4 that I got in Chester, but he came pretty close to giving a very unique board meeting experience. I don't think I'll get a chance again, to have an oil and vinegar tasting while I get to know the board and get to learn your club. So Roger, thank you and your board for the very unique experience. I had a very good time. Jenny, wherever Jenny is, I know she's always working. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you. They love you too, Roger. I promise. I promise. I also want to thank Dave for being here in the absence of Eric Baker. I call him Dr. E is what I call him. I call him Doc. But he couldn't be here today as your assistant governor. So Dave, thank you for the introduction. Dave will be following me as district governor next Rotary year. I'm very excited for him. One of the things I've loved the most about being out here is being able to visit each Rotary club, because each club is different. And I really enjoy that experience. So I'm excited for Dave to have that experience as well. There are some past district governors that I definitely want to recognize. I see George is looking right up at me. I was going to say George's name. And I looked right up, he was looking at me. Something special about George. Dave mentioned this. When I went for the group study exchange in 2010, George Fletcher was I believe he was the district governor then. So he probably had to be the person to sign off to say for me to go. But I do want to thank you all for that opportunity. Well, thank George for that opportunity. I don't know if George remembers it or not, but I try to keep the district governor years together there. But George, thank you for your service to the district. We appreciate you. Also, Mr. Terry Weaver. Terry has become a very close friend of mine. Terry also serves on the zone level. He's a zone coordinator as well. Terry has been a great friend and a mentor through the years in Rotary. I've always looked up to Terry, and this is not, just to fluff feathers. It's true. I think about 50 to 60% of what I know about Rotary, I learned from Terry, because whenever Terry's teaching, I'm listening. So I appreciate all of his support, as well as Pam. Him and Pam have been a great support. Beth Paget, she couldn't be here today. She has some family things to take care of. But Beth has also been a great supporter for me as well. She's also our district foundation chair. And it's a hard job, but she's doing a really good job at it. So Beth, if you're watching, hey, we miss you. And also, and I apologize if I say this last name wrong, Jim Purier. Am I saying that close? He's a past district governor as well. If he's in the room, can you wave at me? I do apologize for my tardiness. It's the life of a working district governor. I had a work call that went over. I apologize, but it's very good to meet you, sir. And thank you for your service as well. Thank you. Is there any other, I was looking to see if there are any other district leaders in the room. I didn't want to miss anyone. But I do want to say at the board meeting last night, I had what I call a very rich experience. I already mentioned that I'm a little fluffy. You guys can see that. So I make a lot of analogies related to cakes and pies and stuff. But last night was a very rich experience. I equivalent it to a very good red velvet cake. It's holiday season, so we can talk about red velvet cake. But for a club this size to still have their hands in activities and projects, and there's nothing wrong with writing a check. Don't get me wrong, because there are some clubs who are in positions and are able to do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Being able to help build build a home for someone who can't afford it, that is immeasurable. Or being able to send a child to college who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford it is amazing. But I also like when I see clubs still going to a school to read to a child, or still at a home helping to build a ramp. Or if there's an international project, you're traveling over there to check on people and see how the project is going. And to have a club this size that is still very hands-on is very unique. And I want to make sure you all understood how special you are in that regard. I want to make sure that I mentioned that. So Roger gave me some marching orders, and I'm going to do my best to follow them. He mentioned that it's okay, Roger. They're not. They were very gentle orders. They were gentle. He asked me to speak about my Rotary story and kind of how I got to the Rotary, how I got to the Rotary world. And it's actually a story of mentorship and engagement. So I do want you to pick up those nuggets, because that's how we are not only going to get, but retain Rotarians. So my boss at the time, she was a Rotarian, and she said, "Hey, we have an opportunity for a group study exchange to go to Australia. Would you like to go?" Now, I was a young professional at the time, so it literally fresh out of my master's degree. So I asked her, "So how am I going to still get a paycheck?" Because I was still very much needing a paycheck at that time. So I was like, "I don't mind being gone a month, but I'm going to go have a place to stay when I get back." She said, "Don't worry about it. If you want to go, we'll make it happen." And she did. And I spent a month in Australia learning about my occupation, as well as about Rotary, because we stayed with Rotarians, and we had about sometimes 2, sometimes 3 Rotary meetings a day doing presentations. We kind of slept in cars. You didn't really sleep at the house you were assigned to, just because people wanted to meet you. They wanted to visit with you. They wanted to show you their lovely towns and their experiences. And so while I was there, I saw people wake up early to make sure other kids could eat. I saw people stay up late to make sure that their friends and family were okay. I saw people cleaning up in their community. I saw people in school settings making sure children felt loved and supported. And when I came back, because that program is designed to have 1 Rotary leader at the time, and then 4 Rotarians who 4 individuals who are not Rotarians, with the hopes they will come back and join Rotary. I was actually chosen as an alternate. When I first did the interview, they called me and said, "Hey, we don't quite have space for you. We've made our selections, but would you like to be an alternate?" I was like, "Sure, I'll stay on the list." And then it wasn't even an hour later, I got a call back from a gentleman named Ken Tucker. I don't know if anybody remembers Ken or not, but he was one of my favorite Rotarians. He's no longer with us. And he said, "Your interview was so impressive that we're just going to pay the extra money for you to go." So I was kind of the 5th wheel on, but ironically, I was the only one that came back and joined Rotary. So they did get a return. It was the alternate that got them a return on their investment. But it was in Australia where I fell in love with Rotary. And I knew when I came back, I wanted to be a part of that. But it began with the Rotarian seeing something in me and asking and giving me an opportunity. And you guys, that's one of the ways that we develop engagement, and asking people as they come into the room, what is it that you are passionate about? What is it that we can do for you so that the community is better, and finding out what people are part of. I enjoyed that, listening to that presentation in the board meeting last night, where Roger mentioned about engagement and making sure that as new people come in, finding a committee or a project for them to immediately be a part of, because we're all helpers. You know, I know sometimes people join Rotary for networking, but at the heart of it, many of us are helpers. And so if someone feels like they belonged and if they're needed, then they're gonna stay. And I'm telling you, if there was any club that I could certainly be a part of outside of Aiken Sunrise, because I'm telling you, that's still, even though we're a little small, one of the best clubs in the district. If I had to be a part of a club, it would certainly be this club. Like I said, it's just really rich in what it does and what it does for its community, and how active you are both locally and around the world. The other thing that I've been doing for folks is kind of sharing about what makes you magical. So our president, Stephanie Yurchik, she has 4 action steps, 4 action plans that she would like us to focus on and think about. And so they are around impact, reach, engagement, and adaptability. So what I've been sharing with clubs is what makes them magical in that regard. What are you already doing? So the first one is your impact. I've spoken about that since I stood here. Your impact is immeasurable. I've been sharing with clubs, please don't ever talk down or play down your projects. There are things that you are doing that are enriching people's lives. I was telling them last night at the board meeting, long before I even got into district leadership, there were 2 of your service projects that I knew about all the way in Aiken that I absolutely loved. And one of the reasons is because Terry brags about you all when he goes out and do presentations. But one of them is Happy Feet. Because I work with foster youth, I understand what it's like to work with young people that are in need. And to know that there are children who have adequate shoes on their feet, you cannot even imagine how it can make a young person feel to be in a room and they feel like everyone else. They don't have to tuck their feet under the desk because they're ashamed of what their shoes look like. You guys are a part of that. You do that. And that is absolutely amazing. The other one is the Career Day project. I'm really big on education. I'm telling you, if I didn't have to pay bills and had a mortgage, I would just stay in school forever. I really love school. My last educational goal is to get a PhD. Now, I don't know when that's going to happen again. I don't know. But I absolutely love education. And to know that you still have Career Day for youth where they are able to sit with Rotarians that are already in their occupation and learn about it and see if it's something they want to do. Again, that's that Rotary piece that we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be reaching back and mentoring and bringing up the next group of Rotarians. So those are 2 projects that you do that I absolutely love. And again, I knew about long before my district leadership. And again, the list goes on. I don't know how many of you are able to, but please do at times get with your service chair. If you are in this club and you feel like I'm not sure where I belong or what I should be doing, you guys, there are lots of amazing things going on. So please reach out and find out, because I'm pretty sure, I call it a buffet. You guys have a great buffet of service. So if I think there's something for everyone. There's a place for everyone here if you want to be active. The other one is your reach. The collaboration that you have with local organizations and schools is amazing. Sometimes people feel like they need to start something from scratch. Sometimes there's service projects out there that already exist. They're just looking for someone to maybe help them organize things or figure out how to put that together or who else to connect with. So you guys are already doing that very well. Also, engagement. I just spoke about that, making sure that everyone is plugged in from the door. As soon as they are inducted and they have their red badge, sitting down with them asking, what are you passionate about? Because I'm pretty sure there's somewhere we can plug you in. And if not, and we don't already have it on our menu of service, what are you passionate about? Because maybe that's another project that we can get going in our club. And the last one is adaptability. I really love the concept of the social media, improving the website, making sure it's attractive when people look at your site. There are at least 2 people in our Rotary Club right now who found my Rotary Club. They found us on Facebook and they messaged us and say, hey, I was looking for Rotary. I found you on Facebook. Can I come to your meeting? And they're one of the young ladies recently joined our club. So never underestimate the advancements in technology and how that can help you. I like to brag on other clubs as well. When I went to the Rotary Club of Anderson, on their tables, they had little cards with a QR code on the card. And it says, hey, if you like your experience today, flip this card over and fill out a membership application. Y'all, it doesn't get any easier than that, than a card on the table, a QR code, because that's the way that people do things now. Because I love that you guys had that up there for Kringle. By the way, I've got to get back here for that, because that's another project that I've heard about. And I have this really cool apron that says Rotarian at Work. And so hopefully my schedule will allow, because I want y'all to put me to work. I love being with folks. I don't care if you just have me counting people coming in. I'm going to smile and tell Merry Christmas. So just let me know if you want me back this way. I'll be glad to come. I was sharing with folks that 2-hour drives used to be like, oh my God, I want to drive 2 hours. Sometimes I do that 2 or 3 times a week. So now it doesn't even bother me. So if you need me to come back this way from Aiken, and my schedule will allow, I will be glad to. Anytime I can be in the midst of like-minded people that are serving their community, I'm more than happy, more than delighted to do that. And so that and so much more are the reasons why you all are magical. It is my honor to stand before such a great group of people that want to serve, that want to do great things. And there's another Rotarian that's been smiling at me since I got up here. When I looked through the, because I have lots of bosses in the district, by the way. They tell you you're district governor, but not really. Your committee chairs are the bosses. And as I was going through all the things they outlined for me to do, I saw my friend Jane. I haven't seen her in a really long time, so it's good to see her. And I know if I get back up here for Kringle, I'll be able to do that too. So it's good to see you, Jane. But again, I just want to thank you all for allowing me to be here. I don't tarry long. Sometimes people ask me, well, you need 20, 30 minutes. I was like, absolutely not. I'm not going to be talking for 30 minutes because I believe I should get in, encourage you, assist you in any way that I can, and just let you know what an honor it is to serve as your district governor. It's my delight to be here. And with that, does anybody have any questions for me? See, I keep rocking this thing. Terry is so great. Like I hardly ever get questions. But again, if you need me for anything, there are several people in this room who have my contact information. Feel free to call me. You guys, you just keep being magical and doing this great thing called Rotary. Thank you.
Well, the memo I got said she needs 30 minutes. So I'm no longer stressed out. We have plenty of time. So just the biweekly reminder of why we're here and what we're doing and what we're looking for. Kringle, Jane still needs help. Still need help. Please sign up, work on Kringle, sign up, work on another project. Get involved with your club and bring somebody to discover Rotary. Or second place, bring them to the coffee, because if I can get them to the coffee, I can get them to discover Rotary. So that's next Thursday. And last but not least, have fun. Please let me see if I can find. Nope. Okay, I guess we're just down to the four-way test, and then everybody can go get dessert or go home. Except Rysheeka, there's a few people I want you to meet. But if you stand and join me in the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?